All right, Julia, talk to me about this because I don't quite understand why the Women's March hasn't disavowed Farrakhan by name. How hard is that to say we disavow this man and his hatred and his bigotry and his racism?
Well, one of the things and one of the aspects I think that it's important to note here is that Tamika Mallory, one of the leaders for the Women's March, attended a February 25th Nation of Islam speech in which Louis Farrakhan called her out by name, and she responded by applauding him. So they have these ties with him from the leadership on down. And so it's kind of hard to separate that type of a tie with the leadership from a person who is so vitriolic out in the open and in the public. And one of the things I don't understand is why they aren't saying this, why they aren't saying anything kind of distancing themselves from him, because he said things like Jews are powerful, they're enemies, he's called them satanic, and so it should be very easy for them to distance themselves, but they've not. And in their response, when they wrote a letter and they released it on Twitter, they did not completely disavow him. They said his statements did not align with the Women's March, but they did not apologize for any kind of relationship that they have with him.
No, and I want to show this on the screen. This is from Tamika Mallory. She's the co-chair, I think, of the Women's March, co-chair, co-organizer. I'm not sure her preferred title, but she's associated in the upper echelons of the Women's March. She tweeted this. She said, "This is a thread. It seems that I am not being clear. I am and always have been against all forms of racism. I'm committed to ending anti-black racism, anti-Semitism, homophobia, and transphobia. This is why I helped create an intersectional movement to bring groups together." Julia, is that an apology?
Absolutely not. And in fact, one of her original tweets was in defense of her attendance and at this particular Nation of Islam speech in which she was applauding him. And then she comes out with these tweets. So it's really important to understand here that they're not apologizing, they're side skirting. And I think this also goes to show exactly what the Women's March is. They don't really stand for anything. If you look on their website, they talk about community rights, workers' rights, LGBT rights, environmental rights, all of these things that really don't point to any one end goal. So they look at Louis Farrakhan and whoever follows him as a faction to appeal to, and that's not acceptable.